Are these even the right parking brake cables? That Moss motor, sometimes you never know. Probably, I'm digging for hardware again. Go figure. How you guys doing? Thanks for stopping in. Send me an email. Doesn't matter, I'm glad you're here. Parking brake. Let's make that thing work. And finish our disastrous front bumper frame thing. We'll deal with that first, the hard stuff first, right? And then the harder stuff after. Welcome back, Junks Automotive. Tell you the truth, I don't know what's gonna happen. It's the usual thing here. It's good to see you though. Thanks for coming by. Yeah, one of those videos where we're under the car a lot, and so the videography is not gonna be good. Let me show you what the problem is right here. There's our bumper bracket. You guys might remember in a previous episode cleaning it up, getting it painted, and take the little brackets off the ends because we've got to put our front fascia on. And there's one that goes out here, so I've got to get that on, get that in there, and bolt it on this flange, and then we can, you know, hope to fit a bumper on someday. Problem being, since I put the body on before I decided to put this on, because I'm smart like that, now I can't get it to line up with the holes, and there's supposed to be a gasket in there, like a rubber or cork gasket, if I remember right, that goes in between there. We've got 2 bolts there. 2 bolts there started, and there's supposed to be 2 more up there. Well, I barely got kind of one in the back, I think. This one lines right up with the body, and I could barely get anything in there, so it'd have been smart to do that before you put the body on. So I thought about, well, I can loosen the body up and let the body come up a little bit. That way this will go back and up, but you can't. Well, you can, but let me show you. Oh, sorry about the old man noises. There's no body mounts anywhere past the bulkhead. So there's all those bolts. They would have to come loose. There's bolts inside the cowl that bolt. No, they go this way. Yeah, there's bolts that go this way that hold the cowl on the outside underneath the fenders. It's not gonna happen. So let me come up with something crafty. Maybe I can use a strap to the back of the car and pull that thing up and back at the same time. I'll turn you back on when I come up with something. Struggle off camera a little more. I got my little cork gaskets in there. I had the holes lined up on this side, and I thought, man, let's find those stupid things. Actually, I went to go find the horns so I could put a bolt through there at the same time and bolt the horn down. And I came across those gaskets, and I thought, well, I'm gonna take it as a sign. Hit right on the end with my rubber mallet. Hopefully I can get them lined up again. My cork gaskets might get some new holes in them, but I'm not too worried about it. And I pried it down with a socket and an extension so I can get them in there. Well, where's my dang screwdriver? So I can poke a hole in that cork, because they don't slide like the rest of it. And I had it once. There it goes. Gotta use a screwdriver to get that thing moved around a little bit. I think that'll do. So what I'll do, get my horn in there, get my bolts started, leave everything loose, and then hopefully I can do the same on this other side. Well, that took long enough. Let me show you. All right. Bolts are in. There's one right there. Where's the other one? Right there. I did spritz a little bit of paint just for the corrosion factor. Right there. Another one there. Up there. So all four of them are in. They're not concourse, but the concourse MGA guys don't like a lot what I do anyway. So there's that. Now these do bend around, all right? So we'll get to that point when there's a bumper, or if I need to adjust them to get our fascia on, or roll pan, whatever. So I've made an executive decision. I'll tell you here in a second. I've made a decision. You can see my little horn brackets. There's one right there, one right there. Once I put this roll pan in, it goes about under here. It's not gonna be much fun getting the grill in. So I'm gonna go ahead and get our horns wired up, get our harness put away, like nice like it should be. I've got some wiring to cover up and protect, get it routed so it looks nice. And hopefully there's not too much left in here to do, because once I put this grill in, I don't think I'm gonna wanna take it out. So let's go ahead and just work on the front of the car in this video. Told you, I really don't know what I'm gonna do until I do it. That's how it is with these projects. They just kind of, you know, they guide you, they talk to you. And this one's saying, give me some teeth, give me some teeth. I ain't got no teeth. Brother, gotta have a grill. Well, that's kind of neat. So you don't really see them real good with the grill in, but if you look at the right direction, you'll see them, and somebody will be like, what is that? Yeah, you know, American Indiana hillbilly stuff. They'll be loud. Loud is safe, right? All right, let me start messing with this spaghetti mess here. Got our harness all cleaned up. I've got it running. There's a little brace here for the striker and the hood latch. It's run on this side of it. I've got wire ties. They're kind of loose still, holding it in case I need to run wires through there, and it looks like I'm going to. All my connectors are right inside here for this light assembly. This light assembly, they're right inside here. So we can get to them with the grill in. Might be a little harder, but they're not down here like I was afraid. Some people put them outside and underneath so you can get to them, but then water gets to them, they get corroded. So what I wanted to show you real quick was these. And this is a triple barrel connector. So these things, the ones I soldered on when I did the rear lights, then they just plug inside there. Okay, so what's in there, just for you guys that don't know, and this is something I'm learning, all right? That's what's inside there, and then this plugs inside, all right? So then you have another that plugs in here, and that's how they work. If you see doubles where there's two and there's no rubber in between, that means that's all connected. So you can't use one side for one circuit, another side for a different circuit, because it'll mix them together. Not good. Now this is a triple, and this is all separate, and this is off my old harness. And all I did, ran a screwdriver, got the dust and the dirt, and then sprayed brake clean inside each one, right? Then you could use and they look really good and clean now from what I can see. You can use a pipe cleaner, go through there and clean it. And then when you're done and you want to make a connection, put some of that in there. Good old dielectric grease, okay? So on these horns, there's battery power to this brown and green wire right here. All the time. It's got battery power. The switch grounds the horns. So this wire goes all the way up to the horn switch and grounds it. So what I want to do, I'm going to use some red wire, some black wire, and my ends so that I can still have a factorious connection, right? Using this triple, and I'm only going to use 2 of them, but I want to have it located up here, just inside here, so that if something happens, that ground wire gets grounded, or the switch sticks or something like that, and the horns are Ralph can call me in a panic and I can tell him where to disconnect that, or I'll even show him. Something happens to the horn, unplug this right here, and it'll be up here where he can just jerk those connectors out. Okay, so let me make my little harness and I'll show you what's up. I got some connectors, because they're spade connectors on the horns. The horns aren't marked for polarity, so it's not going to matter. Power on one spade, ground on the other spade, and they'll get hooked up. And it's not going to matter if I have these switched. I think. Find out. Fuses. Pop. Oh, and another Bic lighter trick, right? You want to strip that wire back. You gotta do it real quick because it can hurt. Stripped. Believe me, when you're working on cars production wise like I do, and you gotta fix some wires, just watch what you're doing, but it'll work. Ow. Get old heat shrink tubing. Get the stuff that's called double walled, because it'll have that hot glue inside of it. Seal it right up real nice. Hopefully you can see the stuff ooze out the ends. And that's the good stuff. It keeps the water from getting in there, and we're good. Right here. Focus, focus, whatever. You get my point. Yes, they make crimpers for these. I probably got some. That little puppy crimped on there. Little dab will do you. And once that cools off, we'll slide our little protector on over. That's hot. Psst. Little slobber, cool it off. There we go. We'll slide that right on there. Hopefully before it melts. There we go. That's just a little Amazonian set of connectors I bought. So that'll work, right? Pluggy on the horny pluggy. Yeah, sorry about that. Things sort of look like a pair of funny headlights or eyeballs. Anyhow, there's the homemade harness, horn harness. Connects to the horn on this side, this connects to the horn on this side, and this will go to our barrel connector, which is right here, and connect there, like I said, up there. I'll run this across here through my loops and my wire ties, and let's see if it goes or beep, or these are supposed to be pretty good for like racing things, I guess. Get out of the way, honk. Here goes nothing. You guys tell me what you think. They're loud. I think that gets somebody's attention. I like the old Cadillac GM sound, but let's try one more time. That's a sharp tone. These are the horns. If you're into that sort of thing, I think they do come in different colors, but I think British Racing Green isn't one of them. I could have got the black ones. I don't know. Yeah, there's different ones. So there's the kind, the brand. I don't know. I don't really see a part number. Horn set. I don't know. There's the specs. So what I'm going to do is call it a night for tonight. It's Friday night. I worked today. Worked all week. It's 10:42 p.m. So what I'll do is go ahead and call it a night. Come out here tomorrow. We'll get the grill in and all that. But I'm going to take a recording of that. Send it to Ralph. Hope you're watching your phone, Ralph. It's just a little video. Send it to him. Make sure he's okay with it, because I don't want to put that grill in and it'll be too late. And it's kind of tough to do it from the backside, but could if you had to. All right, we'll see you guys tomorrow. Morning. These are some really cool coffee cups. They're big, thick man cups, you know. You can look down in the stuff below, I guess, and clicky, and you can get one. They're not very expensive. It's probably the best merch old Junk Box has, is a big old coffee cup. And they're kind of cool. So, late last night, hit up old Ralph, and he says, yeah, I like that tone. Are they loud? I said, yep, Ralph, they're loud. Okay, he said, what about that yellow? I said, well, we can camouflage it. and it's true. I'm worried, too, that once we put the grill in, you're like, ooh, what's that yellow thing? And it attracts attention. Don't know. Problem is we won't know until the grill's in, and I'm not taking it back out. He said, well, how you going to camouflage it? I said, well, I could spritz some black primer on them just to kind of dull that yellow down a little bit. And he's like, okay, whatever you think. But maybe we can do a little bit better than that. We can paint these grills, the yellow part, the blue part I'm not worried about. So looks like these grills come off. I don't know how easy, but we're going to figure something out, get them things painted. It's early Saturday, like noon. So we got lots of time. Let's go. Get some stuff done. Took the grills, took the horns out. They do come apart. I don't know that you should. Just gingerly set them over here, didn't let anything else come apart. So all it is a little screw and a nut. And I took a little 7mm open-end wrench, because that's the only thing that fits on the nut on the backside, and weak, there they are. So we'll get them polished up. Ooh, there's a gasket. I will try not to disturb that. I've decided just now. Okay, we'll get these, get some Scotch-Brite on them, get them scuffed down a little bit, or steel wool, something just to break the glaze off of that paint, so our special paint sticks. And I didn't tell you guys about the big yellow elephant in the room. My father-in-law had a buddy of his many years ago that had passed away, and before he passed away, his buddy Steve sold this English wheel to his other buddy Fred. So we go to Fred's house, and father-in-law had been talking about this thing for a couple of years, and Fred's never really used it, at least not much, and so it sat. But that was my birthday present from my father-in-law. I thought it was pretty cool. Not as big as I thought. I'm always interested in the metal shaping type of things, and there's people that spend their whole lifetimes trying to be good at this, but I may not be good at it, but I'll have one, and I can start learning, right? Ruin all kind of sheet metal. This thing needs a lot of cleanup. It's been sitting, it's rusty. I've been soaking it down with PB Blaster off and on. Start break that stuff loose and we can clean it up. You know, later this summer we might have a project that needs some really big roundy rocker panels. We'll see how it goes. Let's get those things ready for paint. Just want to get that glossiness broke up with the old Scotch-Brite pad so the paint will stick. Get all the nooks and crannies in there. Yep. Only a few little happy mistakes. It's okay. It's okay. All right. Got our, I keep wanting to call them speaker grills. They kind of are, I guess. It's a horn grills. I did paint the inside of them just because I was afraid you'd be able to see some yellow somehow. But just use an acid brush and some British Racing Green. Now I'm going to clear this. I'm not going to use the regular clear. I'm just going to use some cheesy spray-on clear, but this stuff actually is pretty good, actually, for what it is. Auto parts store sells it. So we'll spritz on. A little bit. The can's a little cold, so it's kind of gloppy, but it'll level out. Hopefully. And it doesn't matter for where it's going to be at. In the home garage, the house garage, whatever, I spent an hour and a half taking this grill apart. The center section comes out just so I can pick out all the blue protective stuff best I could, at least so you couldn't see it. I mean, what a they do it to protect these pieces and then they rivet it. Why don't you just peel it back, then rivet it and leave the rest there? It's fine. Such a pain in the rear end. But I'm doing the super glue thing for the piping, so I'm using the gel, right? And so if you look to that smaller bump on the inside, I'm putting a small bead right on the inside, putting this where it belongs. That way the super glue is not making it out here. It's staying on the inside of the grill. with a piece of tape, hold it on there, and I'll work my way all the way around. Hopefully that way it can sit and dry for a while, and it'll help me put the stupid thing in. My friend, love-hate relationship. I love looking at it. I hate working on it. Updates. Grill thingies all glued on there. I got more of a gap down at the very bottom than I originally had when I first did it, so it must have shrank. I don't know. Whatever. It is what it is. I think it'll be fine. And our horns. Looks quite a bit better. That bright yellow stuff, you know. Yeah. So, I guess now I did wipe in there best I can. Wires are all buttoned up. Let's put that miserable thing in. This is always fun. A lot of dicking around. This corner doesn't want to stay down. The frame is attached right here and up here, so it's just pulling it, but the frame don't want to stay. And I think the reason is because when if you guys that watch all the time saw me do the body work around this grill, so I'd make sure it fit. Well, I made it too tight so it would fit with the Bondo and all that. The problem was, after polyester filler, 3-4 coats of base coat, then a couple 3 coats of clear coat. Now the hole that this grill is made for is smaller, so I kind of had to force the ends in to get it to settle in there a little bit. But that's what it is. We're not redoing the body work. And it looks, well, it matches the rest of the car. Put it that way. We get this cleaned up and I'll show you closer. It's fair. See, this is what I don't like this right here, but it is what it is. Hopefully to get some heat in it and maybe things will lay down a little bit better. Same with like right there. But I think it's just fine. Doesn't seem to have scratched the grill. At least not much. It looks really good from right here. Hey, that passes the test. Now, let's put the next part that I know is not going to fit. Well, it's a good thing a bumper is going to hide this for the most part. I've got to extra hole. Oh, the center needs a hole for the engine crank. Now what I did do already was I trimmed the end of the fenders on both sides because this would not fit. Wouldn't go over it, and I didn't want to try to bend this and cut it and all that. So I, you know, if you're gonna hack something up, do it on the inside where you can't see it. As long as it's nice looking and whatnot. And it's still pretty tight. All right, we struggle getting all the bolts in. I do have new lock washers, new flat washers, but old school OG bolts. Here's the next battle. Should we try that again? Probably not. Jeez. Anyhow, there you go. Little roll pans bolted on. Wasn't too bad. It's a little bit, but it's been wrecked. 2, and it's off another car. The other one is totally destroyed. My bumper bracket studs all stick through the holes okay. We'll just need to straighten them out a little bit as we get a new bumper on there, which will have to be soon, and make sure the bumper lines up and all that stuff. So it's I'm pretty happy with it. You know, it's a MG, not a GM. So I did all right, I think. Hey, by the way, I want to tell you guys all the comments and everything from the last video. Man, it is proof. The reason I bother making videos is because of you. That's the only reason. It's not for money. It's not for fame. It's for you. Otherwise, I'd just do whatever I want. Nobody know any difference, and who would care? Oh, yeah, look, Mike built Ralph's car. Nobody know how I did it or anything. So you guys are awesome. I've got the best viewers on YouTube, I swear. Thank you very much from my heart. It meant a lot to me, the things you guys have said. Man, it's an awesome thing that we're doing together, right? So you're helping along. I couldn't do this without you. All right, bumpers soon. We'll do that parking brake next week. That just seems boring. All right. Hey, remember, if any of this was easy, we'd all be doing it. No, everybody would be doing it. We're doing it because it's not easy, because we're right here. We're showing up every day, giving it to her, right? If you don't work on the car, your project, go outside and look at it. Think about it. Man, I don't know what color. I'm not sure that body line's, you know, something. Always something moving forward, right? Keep the feet busy and the hands out of trouble, right? All right. Yes, if this was easy, anybody would be doing it. Everybody would be doing it, however you want to put it, huh? Peace. Thanks, guys. We'll see you on the next one. I get to go inside before dark.